Hey everyone, I know I haven't done a video of myself lately. I've just been posting videos of music and stuff like that. The reason being is because, well, right now I'm looking a lot more like this. As you guys know, I'm going through a really hard time, but that's soon going to change. But that's not what this video is about. Today is Transgender Day of Remembrance, and I felt it was important for me to put a video out. Last year, as some of you guys who have been following me for a while know, that I did a video after going to Transgender Day of Remembrance and being disappointed with the amount of the turnout of actual trans people. And I understand the fear factor that might come into play with that, but also believe that a lot of it might also is chalked up to apathy. Whenever you hear about a transgendered murder, well, most people tend to forget pretty quickly that the person is a human being. They hear the label transgender and people just shut off. They turn off and they don't care. I like to say that things are getting better. I would like to believe that, but as of November the 14th, there are now 101. We've more than doubled the amount of murders of trans people within a year. So how can we say that things are getting better? And the 101 are just the murders, violent murders as well. That's not even counting the number of trans people who have suffered physical violence against them that are still living within the last year. That doesn't account for the number of trans people who have lost their jobs or have been discriminated against for being trans. If you do the math, it comes out to like 1 in every 3 days a transgender person is murdered. Now granted, these numbers are worldwide numbers, and someone might say, worldwide 101? That's not many. But let's get real about it. 1 is too many. And it's not just men and women who are trans. It's also loved ones of trans people. There was a double murder this year. A couple lived together and they were both murdered because she was trans. I would hope and pray that this doesn't silence you. If you're not transgender yourself and you're watching this video, find the transgender visual, the Day of Remembrance visual near you, and acknowledge the lives of the ones who have been taken. And also celebrate our strength as people. Because if you're not trans and you're related to trans people, these issues affect you too. The names on the list this year will show that. Names in the past will show that. If you're someone who dates trans people, I think you're underestimated within your own strength. Because you yourself face opposition as well. And you should be commended for that. Even walking out the door, looking the way I do now, I take pride in the fact of who I am. How scary the night could be for us. How scary the night could be for me, for you. So for many of us choosing to go through transition and acknowledge the fact that we're trans and to do something about it, it's us fighting for our lives. And that very thing is the same thing that somehow, in some people's mind, is interpreted as a free pass to hurt us. Because that same choice is the same choice that discredits us as human beings in some people's eyes. So for me, Transgender Day of Remembrance is not just a day to remember the ones who have died, but to also find strength in their courage, find strength in my own courage, and find strength in the courage of others who are like me, to know that we're not going anywhere. And the more of us that come out and step out of the closet and hold our heads high and without shame, the more opposition we're going to see. But eventually, I believe that these numbers of deaths against us and the number of violent crimes, the amount of violence that's against us will lower over time. But it takes the strength of us to stand up and say, it doesn't matter. You're not going to scare me into submission. You're not going to put fear in me to be myself. I'm going to be myself no matter what. Because there isn't really a choice. There's going to be a link in the sidebar to the Transgender Day of Remembrance website, to all of the events that are going on today, November the 20th. I highly encourage you, if you are trans, for sure, please go. Because as I said, indirectly it affects you too, and sometimes even directly it can affect you. If you're not trans, please go. And when you walk away, ask yourself, what can you do to help make this world a better place? If not just for yourself, for the ones that are going to walk this road later in life.